Okay, so what you're looking at here is the Unreal Tournament 3 editor. Now, what I'm going to do is to go View, Browser Windows, Generic, and this will bring up this funky fellow over here. Now, from this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my Ed209 character, which I have all the way down in my Projects folder. So if I just go all the way down to Projects, Ed209, and here's my game asset Ed209 for export. Okay, now, package. Don't want to import it into anything else. This is very important. So the package is going to be ed209. The group is going to be ed209 3dp, and its name is just going to be ed209 underscore mesh, just so we know what it is. Okay, now if we click OK, it's going to start importing it and building it in Unreal Tournament format. So this might take a minute or two. Probably the safest thing for me to do while this is doing is just pause, because it does use a lot of processing cycles, and so probably the audio will go to hell anyway. Okay, so it's imported, and if we want to see it, just have to go down here. You see Ed209 just sitting there, and here it's made a nice little thumbnail of our Ed209 mesh. It's telling us how many verts, how many tries, and that it's a no collision model. So if you want to view it, we just double click, and now we can use our mouse and the left mouse button to zoom in and out and just to cycle around it, or we can use our right mouse button to float around our object like this. Now at the minute there's no textures assigned, yeah, everything's pretty basic. So the next thing we need to do is make a material. So to do that, I'm going to get a file, import, and I go and get our mats from our edit folder, and I want my United Diffuse, my Unified Diffuse, my Unified Normals, and my Unified Specular. Now this is a lot of file, these three. So when I click open, it's going to take a while, because what it's going to do is load it into Unreal Tournament. Then it's going to save it off as its own proprietary format. So just click open and wait. Well, better give it an Ed209 thing. And just click OK to all. And now we wait. Okay, so it should have imported into the system by now. I'm just waiting for it to catch up. It'll take a moment or two for the shaders to appear in this. Okay, so here's our textures now loaded in. You can see there's our Unified Diffuse, our Unified Normals, and our Unified Specular. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here and do I just right clicked, by the way, do a new material. And this will be Ed209 matte, just so we know what it is. And click OK. And this will load up the material editor, which is just over here. Now if I hit Control, I can move these things around here, like that, and I can zoom in and out just using the mouse wheel. Now, if you're used to the 3D Studio Max editor, this is nothing like it. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to click and drag a texture sample, but first, what I need to do is select the material I'm going to use, which in this case is this one. You can see our Ed209 material up here, by the way. It's plain at the moment. So I click this, and then drag a texture sample into our scene, and it will contain the diffuse material. Yeah, now I'm going to do the same again with my Unified Normals. Again, just drag a texture sample out, and then I'll do the same again with my Unified Spec. There we go. Okay, so these are our three materials that we're going to be using. We can add all sorts of effects to them using the Unreal Material panel, but all I'm doing is kind of texturing this thing because I want it in the game. Okay, now we've got this, which is red, green, blue mixed together. This is obviously all our colours on this handle. This is red, green, blue, and this is alpha. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is drag the black here to my diffuse texture, and you'll see it starts to appear. Yeah, this is our material appearing magically. Now over here I'm going to drag our specular into place, just up here. And now you'll notice various areas are shinier than others. And now over here I'm going to drag my normal map to this slot. And now you can see that we've got all sorts of funky things going on over here as well. Okay, now if I click this tick, that'll apply my changes to its original material and its use in the world. I can Mess around with the other ticks if I feel the need. Whistle and look out the window. Right, my automatic fallback is generated now, so I'll click close, and up here you can see there's my Ed 209 and here's the materials, and we can just click save or save as, so save. Here we go, and we can put our Ed 209 UPK at the moment. It's in our over here. I'm going to put it in my projects, Ed 209 game assets, Ed 209 UPK, just so I know where everything is. Okay, now, if I want to apply these materials, that's easy enough. Just make sure I've got it selected. Double click on Ed 209. Here he is, in all his beautiful untextured glory. If I click on LOD info, here, here, and here, all the way down until I've got the material, you'll notice there's none. But this arrow allows me to use current. So I'm going to just make sure that I've got it selected, because I haven't yet. And then click this one. Have I got the fallback or the proper one? That's the fallback. Here, I'll use the proper one. Okay, there. And now, as you can see, our Ed 209, hurrah, I kill you, is all set up properly. And we've got our basic materials in place. Well, there's our unified normal, our unified specular, and our other stuff in there. We can even save the thumbnail angle if we want, like that. As you see, that makes a difference over here. There you go, make it a bit bigger. That way we can see what it is. Okay. We've got some options over here in view, so we can kind of view our wireframe if we want to. Another thing we could view is our UV overlay. So you can kind of see how it's all made up. Remember when we made this in 3D Studio Max? Remember the fun we had? Of course you do. Okay, so now you can see it is now a game asset that you can literally drag and drop, and it's actually at the right scale because it's just over 2 meters high. So you can drag and drop it into the game as you so wish. Okay, so just save this. There we go. Okay, and that's your object built as a prop in the Unreal Tournament 3 editor. So, I hope you found that useful. See you in the next bit.